Hello friends, it's Julie, and today we are going to do finally the what sold video for my antique booth for the month of July. Yes, we're almost to the end of August and I'm finally doing this video. Vacation, getting sick, all that stuff happened. So first of all, what we're going to go through is the categories of my staples of the items in my booth. And on a side note, it's really good for you to have staples, things that you usually have in your booth, because it gets people to come back and see what you have. One category is a new one to my booth, and it's patches. So I'm basically priced them like $3 or $4 each, and I sold one of them for $4. Okay, so I'm going through this from lowest amount to highest amount, if I haven't mentioned that before. So the next one is magazines. I only sold one magazine for $4.95, which is okay. Last month it was $16. Greeting cards, $9 worth. Cookbooks, I sold $9.90 worth, which is probably 2 cookbooks, because they sell them for about $4.95 each. I usually get them for under a dollar or less. Book pages, which is another new thing that I'm doing, is I am selling, taking apart old books and selling certain pages out of them. And they're about between $1 and $2 each, so I sold $10 worth. And most of them were maps. The next category is photos, which is came to $14.90. Spoiler alert, next month I'm pretty sure photos are going to be my top selling staple item. I had a really good sale, so you have to stay tuned for that one for next month. The next one is single pieces of jewelry, and I sold $30.80. Okay, the next category is books, and I sold $32.75 worth of books, and that is just like single book volumes, because the blind date with the book is separate. The next category is just general ephemera, so that was $34.30. So it could be letters, it could be advertisements, different trading cards, any kind of ephemera like that. I'm starting to lump them all together. The next category is blind date with a book, and I sold $35 worth of those. So that's starting to pick up again. I think it does pick up again more in the fall. The next one is records, and this was a good one because I only stocked maybe 5 or 6 new records in there, and I sold $37.65 worth. I normally get them for under a dollar, and I don't sell them usually for over $5 each. The next one is mystery jewelry bags. So this is when I bag up 3 to 5 pieces into a bag, and people, I think it's $4.95 or something like that for each. So that was a good seller this last month. It was $44.55. And then we got 3 categories left. So the third from the top is flowers again. And that one went for $49.80. And I'm really surprised at how much they have been selling. I'm getting to the bottom of what I have. And of course, I will be looking for more. But they have to get nice ones and they have to be cheap. So I don't always find that. Okay, second to the best category in my staples is stickers, and that was number 1 last time, and this time it was number 2, and I sold $60.95. I don't know where the 95 cents came from because I normally sell them at like a dollar. It doesn't have just straight dollar figures, so I don't know what happened there, but that's pretty good. And the top selling staple items for last month was postcards. Yay! So I sold $77 worth of postcards last month. And yesterday I went in and I restocked a whole bunch more. So hopefully that will go well this next month. Okay, so now let's talk about a few other items that sold out of my booth. I sold a game board. This is a carom board, I believe, and that went for $39.95. I have sold a bottle opener for $4.95. It was one that was branded a Montana company, so it's advertising. I have a bluebird plate that went for $8.95. A serving set went for $9.95. The camera that I got at the antique store that I think I spent $15 on and went for $49. I could have easily sold it for more, but I wanted to do a quicker flip, and I made plenty of profit on it. Cookie cutters, just $1 on that. A wood chair, $19.95. So in front of my postcard drawers, I usually have a chair so somebody can sit down and go through them. And when that chair sells, I get another one and sell that one. I had an oversized pencil for $1.95. An eagle. This is one of those one of those Avon and vintage perfume bottles, and I'm so glad it went. $3. I had a display shelf that had like the slat walls on it. I bought it when Lifeway went out of business a few years ago, and I was tired of having it in my booth, so I marked it down to $9.95. Somebody finally took it, so I'm so glad. Then I had a painted horse that I got at an estate sale, and that went for $27.95. It actually wasn't in the booth for very long. Had an urn for $5. And no, there were no ashes in there. I sold a lampshade for $14.95. I was actually considering pulling it out and, donating it, but now it's gone. A porcelain fork, $5.95, very Scandinavian. The flower stand, I think I bought this for like $10 or $15, and it was so good to sell flowers out of. And I sold it for $49.95. And I'm kind of glad that it's going to go because, the flowers are winding down too. And now I have them sitting in old wash buckets. So they're still there. Then this dollhouse I sold for $59. I got it at a garage sale for $10. So that was a quick turnaround. A tote, a brand name tote for $17.95. This red cabinet is probably not the best picture. I don't know if I'm going to find a good picture of the whole thing, but it's a corner cabinet that I was tired of having it in my booth, so I marked it down to $79, and that went. A cake pan for $6, a mug for $3, and finally a coffee pot for $16. So that all came to a total of $861.92. Not a great month for me, but because after the sales commission on the booth at the place and then the credit card fees, my take home was $756.88. So you might think, well, that's not bad for... Oh, how did you hear that? I sold something. A Montana postcard. So $756.88 minus $295, which is my rent, which leaves me $461.88, and that has to cover the cost of goods and fees and all that, not fees, and expenses. So for 1 month worth, it's not the best, but July is notoriously not good. And I actually thought all I would do would be double my rent, which is about $600. So you can actually see I did $150, about more than I thought I would, because of the last few days it picked up. So August, I'm already done better than that month. It's still kind of on the shoulder season where it's better than June, July, but not as good as hopefully it will be in the fall. So that is how I did in the antique booth. Let me know how you're doing, if you have a booth or if you're thinking about doing a booth. And, if you're in Billings, stop by. It's downtown, and I have 2 booths. One is at the tailgate of the truck, and the other one is kind of in the northwest area of the shop, which is the one with the postcards. I'm actually thinking about condensing down back to 1 booth, but I'm going to see, because I know I have a lot of stock around the house, so we shall see. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.